Hey, everybody. Welcome to Love and Relo, the voice of the relocation industry. I am your host, Ben Cross, and I'm so blessed and honored to be here live in downtown Chicago with my buddy, Evan Miller, Vice President of Sales here at RELO Direct. What's up, Evan? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Ben?
Dude, I'm pumped, man. I'm here in Chicago. It is a beautiful sunny day. It's a hot one. It's a hottie out there.
It's a heat wave in Chicago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It hasn't been 100 degrees in Chicago for like 12 years.
Is it 100?
It was 100 yesterday. I think it's going to be 100 today.
Brutal. Yeah. Brutal. But we're in here, some beautiful air conditioning. You guys got a nice office. Hey, everybody, if you're watching out there real quick, hit that like button. All right. Send a little love out here to the Shy. All right. We've got a big special announcement, actually. A new team member has joined RELO Direct. Big friend of the show. So we dropped some hints out there. So we're going to meet this person later in the show. So stay tuned to that. If you got any questions or comments, put them in there. We're going to be talking about kind of future opportunities within relocation. We're going to be talking about onboarding. We're going to talk a little Chicago sports, maybe give you some beer recommendations as well for the summer. So it's going to be a fun show. But this is a great office.
Thanks.
I get to tour a lot of offices, and the location here, 161 North Clark Street. People drop a pin on that. Come check us out here. This is beautiful.
Well, thank you. We are very proud of our office in downtown Chicago, and I am just very proud to be here at all because
you almost didn't make it.
Well, I mean that happens. No, I've been watching this show since the beginning. Since its inception in January of 2020.
January 2020, that's right. And I keep dropping.
I keep waiting for the call from Ben.
I finally went to the pen. After about 411 guests, I finally went to the pen.
He's never called me.
And I called him up.
I go way back with Ben.
Oh, you did.
And I've never been on the show before.
Oh, my
gosh. Now I'm super happy to be
Hit
here,
that like button. Send Evan some love. Let him know he's not 411th in our hearts. You're definitely top 20. Yeah, for sure.
Do you remember how we first
connected?
Remember when we fell in love? Jackson here. Sorry.
No, I don't remember. Is this a work safe story?
Yeah, actually, for the most part, it is. Yeah, fully work safe.
All right, real quick, you get in the comments. I want to know from everybody out there. We got a ton of people checking in. Jamie, Cliff, look at this LinkedIn user, Chip Wagner. Farrell, Tessa, Dano, John, put in the comments real quick where I met you for the first time.
Oh, that's good.
Everybody's watching this right now. Where did we meet for the first time?
Where did you meet Ben?
I forget a lot of these meetings. It's a blessing and a curse.
Well, I don't think I have a particular meeting point that I remember.
Okay. All right. Tell me what you recall.
I remember.
Because I don't.
What I remember is I kind of knew you had some distinct leadership qualities right from the outset when I first started to get to know you.
Okay.
So we were on the YP40 committee in like 2013, 2014.
Wow. Yeah.
It was several years ago.
Shout out to Heidi Hume.
Yeah. Heidi was our leader.
There. Yeah.
We had a whole cast of characters.
That was nice. That was such an honor to be on that committee too.
And think about it, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you. I'm nearly aged out of the YP community. People talk about that a lot.
Listen, dude, I'll be 40. I'll be 40 in November.
I will be 40 in March.
Oh my gosh, dude, what's happening to us? You know, we're those people that are going to start advocating for YP40 to be YP45, YP50s. Yeah. We're going to be those people who are going to be like, can we please extend this? And we're like, no. Remember, we used to be like, no, get out of here. You got your own thing. You're regular ERC. That's your thing.
We're part of the OP.
Now we're the OPs.
Community. But so we met at one of the ERC conferences and for the first time, I think, and got to know each other. But what stood out to me about Ben and his leadership was there was a lot of opportunity to get this YP committee together out after hours.
Yes.
You took advantage. You said, I've got a hotel suite. You can come and we'll have a little party in our hotel suite.
Oh, wow.
Do you remember this?
No.
You hosted a little party. This wasn't like a big deal, a huge gathering, but it stood out to me. I was like, oh, anybody could have hosted this, but Ben did. So Ben's got a little something.
Wow.
So ever since then,
Was it a room or a suite? You say suite. Are you being nice to me? You're probably being nice.
My recollection is a little vague.
Yeah, no, it was a suite. It was definitely a suite. I think it was presidential, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
This is great. I'm loving this. I'm so happy. Yeah, and that's been my MO because you know what? Everybody, the lights come on at the bar at 1:30. Let's be honest. Mm-hmm. And nobody's ready to go nobody's ready to go to bed.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
And you always have to have, here's just a pro tip for people that might be going to conferences for the first time. You want to make some friends, you want to make some connections, you want to kind of elevate your the optics,
Mm-hmm.
you know, get some exposure. Have a few bottles of wine in your room stashed, okay? Maybe a case of beer, who knows? Pro tip, room service will bring it to you wherever you are on the grounds. And just have something in your back pocket, okay, when the lights come on. All right? That's all I'm saying.
That's when leadership is needed most.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this. We got a million people checking in here. People are giving us, where we met for the first time. People are saying, what color is Evan rocking today? Is that salmon?
Yeah,
that's beautiful. I'd call it like maybe a coral even. It's really quite fetching.
I don't usually do the matching pocket square shirt
but
thing.
He knows I like it.
I did it for Ben today.
He knows I like it.
I was ready for this.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. You know what gets me going. That hair and that pocket square. Jennifer Rodriguez, J. Rowe in the house. Is it no longer YP40? It's just YP. We like to welcome everyone and anyone.
Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned 40. I think Ben mentioned 40. He started it.
My bad. Yeah. But is it we can't say that anymore? Is that like one of the things we used to say when we were kids that we can't say anymore? Am I going to get canceled for saying YP40?
I'm not going to comment.
He's not commenting. Yeah. Look at this. Look at 50's the new 40, 40's the new 30, and I'm 20 years old, Farrell says. Yeah. Man, that's some math I can't even follow right now. Jamie Massler checking in. He's in the club. Everybody's getting an extension around here, okay? Mike Falia, I attended the very first YP event ever at ERC. Makes me feel really old. Thank you, Mike, for being there and starting that amazing group. Yeah. Look at that. The suit is so fresh. Excited to hear about RD, RELO Direct. Yeah. Karina in the house. The suit is so fresh. Wow. You got a freshie, man. It is nice. You got a little embellishment here on the collar.
Yeah.
This is nice on the lapel.
It's just Zara.
It's Zara. It's just given. Yeah. Listen, you never ask a woman's age, and a man never reveals his tailor. Okay, there's two things you need to know.
Some cardinal errors.
All right,
okay.
Yeah. We're talking age and tailors in the first 5 minutes. Okay, just everything's out the window today. Throw your comments in here. Want to know? People are lobbying hard for the YP50, YP forever.
There you go.
Look at this, the GQ City. Oh, this is fun. People are coming in here and talking about where we met for the first time.
Yeah,
this is so fun. This is bringing me back here. People are saying Detroit, Sherry, what up? Farrell saying Chicago in the speakeasy. Oh. Hey, what happens in the speakeasy? We don't talk about Bruno. Look at that. Matt saying I am New Orleans. Yes, Matt. Oh, I remember that. Dano McCoy. Ben was Atlanta at the Hard Rock, brother. I remember that.
That was there. Yeah.
That was amazing. We traded pocket squares and wisdom.
Big pocket square night. I remember.
Sean Luchin's definitely not dressed well enough for this episode. Sean, you never are. Where are you in the world? Are you in Vermont? Are you in North Carolina? Uh-oh. Veronica Davis. Ben didn't remember we met the first 3 times, and I only had to introduce myself 4 times for it to stick. I remember, Veronica, as far as I'm concerned, the first time we met was here in Milwaukee for Midwest. I don't know what doppelganger you've been talking. Somebody catfished you. I don't know what's going on here. Jamie checking Chicago ERC. Finally, Jamie, it took too long. John, a lobby of ERC Hotel in Boston. A lot. I see Tessa Boone, DRRC meetings. Anthony Hughes, DRRC board.
And you're everywhere.
I'm everywhere. I'm trying to be everywhere. Look at this. Love Zara. Looks good. Jennifer, do you wear a lot of Zara? That's
mostly women's clothes. So.
I thought it looked a little short in the sleeve there, to be honest with you. The grooming on the beards alone, I can't imagine. This is fun. So you know what else I'm struck by besides just the gorgeousness of this office? And there is like a happy hour going on. It's very vibrant and everything. But also, I happened to show up today and you're having a company luncheon and you're doing a lunch and learn around Juneteenth.
That's right.
Shout out to Juneteenth is coming up, June 19th. Celebrating the hearing about the emancipation of the slaves. Of a celebration marking Galveston, Texas, when the word got to them in Galveston, Texas, that they had been freed 6 months prior. I just thought it was really cool that you guys were doing that.
Well, thank you for mentioning that. I thought it was cool too, especially because not only the message, the fact that this should be a holiday that unites us, but also the way that we at RELO Direct and Leading RE did this lunch and learn was a hybrid version of we're in a hybrid work mode. And so we had people that were actually in the office watching the presentation and having lunch. And then you had people at home that were able to see it as well. And that might not seem super innovative, but I don't see a lot of that happening with those company-wide meetings that actually get that you can kind of pull it off and make it successful.
Yeah, and it is a challenge, right, to make the people who are remote feel on par and have equity with the people who are present, And so, so I thought you guys did a nice job of doing that, and it was fun to have everybody together and everybody in the office. So I thought that was that was awesome. I want to know though, Evan, ever since I've known you, you've been at RELO Direct.
Yeah.
How did you? I don't even know the story. How did you get started at RELO Direct? What was that experience like for you?
All right, you're right. I'm a RELO Direct guy. For those who haven't known me for over 15 years, that's how long I've been at RELO Direct.
Wow.
I started with Morielli, John Morielli, out in Glen Ellen,
friend
Illinois.
Of the show.
Yep.
Shout out, John.
So that was where I grew up, in Glen Ellen, Illinois. That's where Morielli's office is. Long story short, I turned a high school internship into a RELO career from there. But it started at Morielli's office. But then John likes to joke about how he traded me to
traded you
to Mr. Portali
for some cash considerations and a player to be named later.
That's right. And the trade stuck. But
it was like the Herschel Walker trade. That was like the best trade of all time, right there.
I don't know about that. But the thing I remember about when I first kind of when I was first introduced to RELO Direct was I was a super young professional, only been out of college for a couple of years, and I went and I interviewed with Bob and kind of did a sort of pre-orientation type of thing because I was probably a shoo-in, I guess. I'm thinking
you're a shoo-in, yeah.
Anyway, but what I distinctly remember him talking about are two major divisions of what we do for our clients, right? We have client services.
Yeah.
It's all of our counseling and support from that standpoint. And then we have client finance, which is all the Cli-Fi. I love that term. So that's all the banking and financial and accounting services, payroll, all those things. And Bob said to me, do you want to do client services or do you want to do Cli-Fi? He didn't say Cli-Fi because it was not a term way back in
we
the
just
day.
Coined that. That's a Love and Relo original. Hit that like button if you like the term Cli-Fi to refer to client finance. I don't feel like the finance people get enough love.
Yeah.
Cli-Fi it is. So yeah, so did you want to do Cli-Fi or not?
So I thought this was a test or something. So I said, well, I could do either. And I think that kind of stuck because I ended up doing everything at RELO Direct. I've sat in.
So you take full credit basically for RELO Direct over the last 15
I set my
years.
own path. I was a client service specialist, a client finance specialist, client finance manager, client service specialist, client service manager, and then director of sales. And I've been in sales ever since.
Which was your favorite role? I mean, you got to say the one you have now, right?
Yeah, no, sales is the best. There's nothing like it.
Why is it the best? Because I agree.
I don't know. People talk about sales way too much. It is a challenging. It is the most challenging and rewarding part of anything you do in business because you have this wide open slate that you're supposed to take and turn into something, and you have to be a real leader in doing so. So that's
you do, and you have to be creative. You have to be tenacious. I mean, the reason it's the best, in my opinion. I mean, look at us. This is what we're doing. This is work right here.
We're wearing pocket squares.
Yeah, we're just,
at least one of us.
Yeah, you know, I lost my jacket when I flew here. I left my jacket, my suit jacket, on the chair in gate. Hey, if anybody's at DFW Airport right now, gate C6, American gate C6. There is a portly men's jacket with a lovely square. And if you're uncertain on the inside, it'll say D. Ben Cross III. If you find that jacket, there is a handsome reward. An autographed picture of myself is what you'll receive. No, but seriously, that's where my pocket square is. That's the handsome reward too.
No, I like sales the best, but you
get to travel, you get to meet people, expense accounts.
It's all
sweet hotels.
This, those days where you sit and wonder whether you're going to make it. I don't have any of those days.
No, and you know why? to Leonard hit the nail on the head. Evan Miller's a seriously handsome man. I mean, seriously handsome. He's not even joking. He's serious right now.
The reason why I feel great about being in sales for RELO Direct is that I've had all those other seats, sat in those other seats of the company. That's kind of
that makes you good though at sales, right? Because you know what you're selling, right?
Right. That's what I mean. But I don't know. I feel like you can't do that just anywhere and everywhere. You'd be able to carve your own path, and that's what I feel like I've done here.
No, that's a great point, because I mean, RELO Direct is a mid-size RMC where you get to bounce around and do some things. I do see that at some larger RMCs. You get into Cli-Fi, you're not coming out.
That's true. They tried to keep me in Cli-Fi.
Yeah, I mean they get a decent Cli-Fi rep.
Cli-Fi,
they get a decent Cli-Fi rep. They
the
chain them to the desk, and that's where you retire for Cli-Fi.
No, nothing. Hey, we have client finance managers who have thrived to significant degrees within our organization too. That's the thing. Like you can go and do whatever you want. That's how every
they got out of Cli-Fi track.
No, they're
just still in the Cli-Fi.
They became a leader
big Cli-Fi. Big Fi.
Big Cli-Fi.
All right. Let me know what you think. Is there a career path in Cli-Fi? I want to know. Also, what do you think about sales? If you got any questions for us, let us know. Tom Brune says Evan can talk about how RDI has provided internship opportunities to candidates as a result of their efforts with charitable organizations. I have to know about this.
Yeah, I think when Bob was on, he may have talked about this a little bit. I can't remember because that was about a year ago. But we've had some interns even graduate into our staff. We had many of you know Raphael Mathis.
Oh yeah, sure.
He was a part of an internship program that we supported through a charity endeavor. The charity is called Kaleidoscope. It's actually a charity that CRC supported for some time a couple of years ago. So that's what Tom's alluding to. So yeah, we're it's one of the things that we're doing to make sure that we have the right type of culture, the right type of diverse work environment.
Yeah,
all those things.
Well, and you got to find new places to get talent. You can't just rely on poaching talent from other like companies. You have to find organic ways to go and recruit and train the next generation of talent in this business. Right. I mean, trust me. I recruit people every day. I mean, my team's out there recruiting people every day, and you have to find those unique pipelines. And I love the fact that what you're describing also is a diverse pipeline of talent too, because I can attest firsthand to what diversity has done for my business, for Glomo. I mean, having a diverse team really does. I mean, we say this all the time, but it really does bring the best ideas forward. It's amazing.
Yeah. We're in HR talent industry. So why wouldn't we, put our money where our mouth is and lean into how we're developing talent in our own organizations and doing it the right way.
I would like to ask everybody out there, have you found a pipeline of talent? Have you found a school or a program that you've tapped into with a lot of success? I'm really curious. Let's see what the comments are saying. Hit that like button right now. We're going to get into some more topics as well. Evan Miller, seriously handsome. Jana echoes that is serious.
What's going on with this handsome
stuff? In fact, Evan is so handsome. You might know this. Evan is so handsome. It's hard to look him in his eyes. To be honest, it's like a Medusa effect. Dano.
He kills me, man.
Well, it also shows you what the talent pool's like in Atlanta if Dano can't look you in the eyes. But anyway,
that's right.
Love you, Dano. Let's see. Raphael's the man. Yes, Raphael is awesome. Brandy's saying great opportunities with Cli-Fi.
There you go.
At RELO Direct. Reach out to me if you are interested in a Cli-Fi path.
Brandy's one of the people who I was talking about.
Brandy's awesome. Can I tell you?
Everybody knows Brandy. She's amazing.
I was meandering around the lobby, lost like a sheep, and Brandy found me. Yeah. And she brought me up here. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I'd still be downstairs probably. Yeah. Thank you, Brandy. Yeah. You're amazing. Farrell says sometimes finding people outside the industry is even better. I don't have any bad habits in there. Yeah, you don't have any bad habits. They're very trainable for sure.
Ben, are you finding certain ways of finding this pipeline of talent that you found successful, or are you asking because you're not sure?
No, I am sure. I never asked a question I don't know the answer to. No, I'm just kidding.
That was good. Yeah.
That's a lawyer thing. I don't really like lawyers. Anyway, no, I have University of Texas at Dallas. UTD.
Mm-hmm.
UTD, the Javeen, the Naveen Jindal School of Management. It's a top 30 business school. They have a global mobility class. They have a global mobility club within their global business and global HR tracks.
Really?
Yeah, like kids are like learning global mobility in college.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
I've
they're
never
having
heard of this
mentors.
before.
They're having mentorship from RMCs. They're having mentorship from corporate folks. Toyota, gets involved. Several other RMCs get involved. They have a joint mobility and academe week where they have like speaking sessions. They present actual thought leadership projects that they do under direction of mentors. I mean, it's something. And so we've actually been able to talk to some of those folks about internships. I actually placed one of those people at an RMC as a junior consultant. I mean, and these people like have diverse backgrounds. First of all, most of them are first or second generation immigrants.
Okay.
So they're like third culture kids. They're globally curious, citizens of the world. So they're already like geared, like mentally geared for mobility, right? And they have this predisposition.
Yeah.
They have this disposition.
Predisposition.
They're predisposed.
Right.
They're predispositioned. Is that a word?
Yeah, that works.
Dano, is that a word? They're predispositioned.
Dano will tell you.
Dano will know. And if it ain't, he'll use it though in a sermon. He's gifted like that. But they're predispositioned to want to do this and to empathize with folks who are going through an assignment. And they're so smart. Some of them are pre-law. Some of them are, HR, global business. I mean, really, really cool. So yeah, so that's one track. And I think that there's more out there that we can start to kind of harness. And those folks are going to come in as juniors. And then they're going to like kind of work up the ranks.
Let me ask you something else. These interns that you're finding, these young professionals who are now studying global mobility, what do they, I kind of want to get into what they think of as global mobility, like how it's defined.
Well, what's funny is they think of what we tell them. So they think, oh, I'm going to come in and be a global mobility consultant. And they think it's like McKinsey. And it's like, it's kind of more, it's a lot more customer service than, Boston Consulting Group. And so, you kind of have to like reframe expectations a little bit around what that is. I think they tend to think of it a lot in terms of immigration. Yeah. And they're surprised to learn it has a lot more to do with used furniture than they thought it had to. I mean, so we have to also be real sometimes with people. Like, listen, we're moving people's used furniture. There's some immigration. There's some cool aspects to it, but you have to really love people at the end of the day. This is a people business, not a process business, in my opinion. So they're raw with it. A lot of times they focus on macro economic factors, like they'll study Brexit, and what companies are doing to move headquarters, from if JP Morgan's moving a headquarter from London to Paris to circumvent kind of the effects of Brexit, stuff like that. So I mean, that's kind of the stuff they like to think about.
Interesting. And
where are companies starting to place headquarters, in lower cost or better talent pools, those are the kind of things that they like to think about. Jamie says UTD, hit that like button right now. By the way, if you support kids learning about global mobility in school, UTD is killing the myth of falling into the global mobility industry. That's the other thing. I hate when people say, oh, I fell into it. I know we all did.
Right.
But like, I think we are selling ourselves short in the fact that a lot of us were predispositionated to be in this business. Rob Zeitz, who's from Cambridge, he's wicked smart. If he says it's like apples, he's predispositioned to like apples. And so Jennifer saying, I wish they had that while I was in college. That's amazing, for sure. Let's see here. Yeah, everybody's digging it. Also they offer master's degrees as well, y'all. So if you're interested in like taking your mobility studies to the next level and adding a little academic rigor to it, I can hook you up with Professor Zadorek. Jana Chesanowski saying, finally. Tom Bruin, he's mentored some of the young people over there. UTD and Hubert Zadorek are rock stars for sure. So yeah, I think it's about finding that talent pool. And hooking into a college and getting real active and going in there and guest speaking, mentoring groups, things like that. There's so many opportunities to guest speak or guest lecture at colleges, and then you get a direct access to that talent pool.
Let me put you on the spot about one other thing.
Please.
When you're recruiting them,
Yeah.
are you aiming to relocate them? I know this is a local, but let's say they're not. Are you
Well, I'm going to
relocating
put it back on you. Does relo? Rarely.
Rarely.
Relo rarely relos. Say that 5 times fast.
And now with remote work being a thing,
Yeah.
more than ever, obviously, everyone knows that.
I think the move here with the young people is to find the local college, hook in with them and their global business or global HR or whatever's most similar to what you're doing, and that's your local talent pool. Because I think there's going to be a big back to office, return to office movement. Just I get the buzz. I've been in offices all week, and I just get the buzz that being here has and the collaborative aspect of it. And there's going to be a return back to the office. And then we have all these distributed workforces everywhere. And how do we bring them back in? And I think they're going to start phasing in local talent.
Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking about is how do you bridge all of that? Meaning, if you've got somebody who's renting in Irvine, Texas, and then they want to start a family and they can't find anything to buy there. It's too expensive. They want to relocate to Durango or something.
Yeah.
Are you going to support that? Because that's what this generation is going to expect.
They want you to support their relocation.
Well, support, you have to define support.
Yeah, what is support? Because that's the thing. Like, because they're not as much into household goods, so these people aren't even owning furniture. There's this movement, towards not owning furniture and minimalism and things like this. Have laptop, will travel.
Yeah.
And so what does support mean? Does it mean, furnished apartments? What does it mean? I mean,
I think most companies don't do any type of support for that type of employee initiated move, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to ask, why don't we ask everybody out there, hit that like button right now. I want to know, what types of support does Gen Z want? What types of relocation related benefits, mobility benefits does Gen Z want? I'll tell you, if I'm going to just, recklessly speculate, as I'm apt to do.
Yeah.
I think they would love to see 6-month rotational assignments.
Absolutely.
It's like, empower my digital nomadism.
Yeah, right.
Give me 6 months in the Shy, give me 6 months in Shanghai. You know what I mean?
Right. I think the progressive companies are already leaning into those desires and creating programs like that.
I would love to know, what do people out there think? Farrell's saying Portside has 2 interns working for us now, been running the program for 3 or 4 years straight now, and they're fabulous. Are they local interns, Farrell, or are they remote? Because we've actually had a lot of success with remote interns.
Yeah, well, there you go.
We had a remote intern from Tulane. We got one from Hofstra right now.
Right.
We got another one in San Diego on deck.
Well, because in theory, they should be more acclimated to remote work because they've grown up in it more than
they come into the workforce
the OPs.
remotely. Yeah, the OPs.
You know what I mean?
Farrell saying reload me from California to Connecticut. Jennifer's loving this idea of opportunities to partner with colleges.
Yeah.
Liz Martin, Lizzie
There's
Beats.
Liz.
Oh, you are here in Chicago? That's like a side eye. That's like,
yep,
you're here in Chicago. You came across the river and you don't call me. Like, you don't check in. Like, that's like some like,
yeah.
I better get out of town before Lizzie finds me.
Yeah.
Lizzie beats. Before Lizzie beats me up. Hold on a second. We got Paul in the house. A former VP always told me he looks for service people. He said, I can teach tasks and procedures, but they are either able to relate to people or not. If you can't, you will fall in reload. Not fall into fail. Thank you. Man, getting old.
Hey.
Can't read good.
I'm right behind you.
Oh my gosh. I think Gen Z 48 wants everything because they know the company needs them, but the amount of time companies are going to continue to support these types of moves, I think she thinks it's family. No, they come to the office almost every day. So the interns, but they're from a local private school in Ohio. Yeah. Okay. How did you get them? Did you have to go to the school? Did you just post for an intern? I'm very curious what you did there. Jamie Master, Gen Z, PlayStation 5. That's all. That's all they want. Just hook up the PS5. Yeah, but I think from a moving standpoint, I always say this for movers, we don't traditionally like hang TVs. We don't traditionally wire your surround sound system or wirelessly mount your television to the wall and hook up your PlayStation 5 and do all that stuff like Geek Squad style.
Right.
Like I could see somebody. I mean, if your most important objects are a flat screen television, a PlayStation 5, a sound system, and these electronics, in a Nest, for your house, we should be acting more like Geek Squad.
Yeah, that's going to be moving in the future.
That is.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
is. Yeah, that is. Yeah, super interesting. I want to talk about this onboarding idea, though.
Yeah, well, that's part of the employee experience and kind of why I started asking these questions about
before I went off on a crazy tangent,
the pipeline of talent. And then not only how are you attracting them, but then what type of experience do you give them when they arrive? And that's kind of where my thoughts start to spiral, if you will, about how you create that employee experience right off the bat. And then kind of carry that through with innovative benefits.
Because I think we forget this sometimes. Relocation is kind of a subset of the onboarding process. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, you relocate existing employees, but a lot of times these are new people as well. And I think we forget that. And I think in that realization is opportunity.
Yeah.
What do you think the opportunity is? If we were to look at relocation as a subset of onboarding, mm-hmm. what is the opportunity for relocation management companies to add value in onboarding?
I mean, there's a whole bunch there. It's about just being a consultant and listening to what each of your clients are looking for from that standpoint. So, whether it has to do with kind of integrating into their onboarding program.
So really we need to ask the clients, how can we fit in and add value? Here's one right now. Jack Champel. Hello, gentlemen. Hey, what's up, Jack?
Yeah.
It's good to see you, Jack.
Nice.
Jack, question. How can relocation management companies further add value and support the onboarding process for our corporate clients? And really curious. Jack, anybody?
And the thing that I'll say in the meantime is you also want to understand your client's culture to a degree where you can provide that type of service, whatever it is, within the same culture as your client. So you kind of have to listen and understand. That's the consultative part of this that kind of stands out to me.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about, in particular, onboarding that we do at our company.
Well, you're onboarding somebody right now. You know what? I got here today and Evan's like, I got a surprise for you. We just hired somebody and you know them. And I'm like, who? He's like, it's going to be a surprise. And I'm like, and then he got my mind really racing. I'm like, who could it be? Who could it be? He's like, well, when you get here, you're going to see him and I want to have him on.
Yeah. And
why don't we ask this new person?
Yeah, let's do it. Because
this day 2.
This person could tell you about what it's like
to be onboarded. Or what is it? Because we talk about theoretically, but he's going through it. Right. I just said so we know it's
right.
We know it's he. It's a he.
He is a perfect subject matter expert to talk about how you instill culture from day
Does
one.
Anybody want to guess who the new hire is at RELO Direct? They've been on the program before. As a one of many, as a one of a few people. Okay. I'm gonna give you that hint. Look at this. Jackson, I understand the culture. That's it. Shout out to Hosea. Yeah. Let's bring him over here.
All right.
Let's come on over here. Come on, let's go. Let's scooch over here.
Special guest surprise. Here we go.
Special guest surprise. Drew Phillips, everybody. Look at this. That's Drew Phillips at RELO Direct. What's up, Drew?
What an entry.
How you doing, buddy?
Well, I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
This is great.
I don't know that I belong. The hair is maybe an
Well,
offset.
it's just different
but
strokes for different folks. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
yeah, happy to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having
We're
me.
happy to have you, Drew.
Yeah,
Yeah. Look at
Welcome
this.
been
aboard.
Drew, day 2 here
Day
at RELO
2.
Direct. How does it feel?
RDI. Yeah, happy to be here. It's a great place. It's everything I hoped it to be,
Yeah.
which is what I'm sure you want your onboarding recruiting people to think when they get there, right? And you're putting them
Yes.
through the
Yeah. They sell
machine.
you a bill of goods, and when you show up, it's like, okay, you want to. Okay, this is what I bought into.
yeah.
So
And it is.
So what
so
is your
far.
onboarding? What is your onboarding kind of consisted of?
Yeah,
And maybe for those who don't know, tell them what position.
yeah,
you're
sure.
in so that
Yeah,
they know
VP
what you're
sales.
doing. Yeah.
So I'll represent sales on the RDI side for the West Coast.
Sales for the West
Yeah,
Coast.
baby.
Yeah.
Look at this. We got people. Look at this. People are just like, Lizzie.
You're blowing up, Drew.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting excited.
Uh,
Brandy, sure
That's
I
good
can
stuff.
guess.
hey
This
guys,
is great.
Matt.
We got
Buddy.
OMGs going on here.
Yeah.
Hi, Drew. Matt saying what's up
Yeah.
here.
Good
Look at
people.
this.
Nice.
Love Drew.
That's
Great
fun stuff.
addition.
Awesome.
Jamie.
Thank
Look
you.
at this. Anthony Hughes was going to be my guest. That
Ah,
was going to be my guest.
My man. Hey, how was the wedding, Anthony? I want to know. I
it
want to
looked
know.
amazing.
Didn't it?
Congrats.
Yeah,
Congrats.
good for him.
All right. So
people,
what's
good
so,
people on here. Good following.
yeah, we have the
Yeah,
best
it's a great
people.
it's a great community, right? It's a great
No
community.
question about it.
So
I love it.
what's onboarding been like?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, you guys touched on it, right? And I think Jack, Buzz, like it's all about the culture, right? So that's what I'm really here to figure out and find out is, all right, I bought into it, right? I liked it from the word get with my conversation with Bob here recently, and the culture is every bit of what I thought it would be or should be or could be.
So
right?
really, so cultural kind of orientation maybe
Yeah.
is kind of a key
I think it's
a key
key,
initial
right?
piece.
I
Yeah.
mean, listen, you were here. You got to see our lunch and learn,
Yeah, that
our
was pretty
DE&I
sweet.
team, right? I mean,
Yeah.
where do you go that's just organic,
Yeah.
right? I came here and it's organic. It wasn't anything that they pushed on me or advertised heavily or anything. It's just what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool. To be honest, I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to the HR person. I forget her name.
Elise.
Elise.
Yeah.
Sorry. Elise did an amazing job. And I was like, Elise, who planned this? How'd this come
Yeah.
together? She's like, oh, we have a task force. We have like a committee.
And
Yeah, volunteer.
Elise has
committee.
actually spoken on some HR panels in
Yeah.
the industry. So we're kind of putting it all together to make sure everybody's kind of aware of the initiatives that we're doing.
I love it. I love it. This is great. People are just chiming in all over the place. Hosea saying congrats, Drew.
Oh,
And
thank you.
Anthony saying he got the pocket square memo too. Yes. Thanks,
Drew and I have
Anthony.
been planning this.
Yeah. This
Look
was in
at
the
this.
works. We want, it's been.
Yeah,
Right? You
well,
got to step up. I'm sorry you lost your jacket. buddy.
I know I did. I lost my jacket.
Someone's
I
going to
love-
bring that back.
I
Or
hope
somebody's
they
going to be
do.
looking real
Do
good.
you know to put in a lost and found claim at DFW Airport, they charge you $39.99?
No, that's not
I'm
real.
not even
That's
kidding
not
you.
true.
They charge you $39.99.
That's why I
and
go
you
through
don't know
love,
if you're gonna
not
get it.
DFW.
You don't know if you're gonna
No.
get it or not.
No, it's like
It's just like I'm like, is this a
that's a
scam?
non-refundable.
I feel like
deposit,
it's a
right?
scam, to
Yeah.
be honest
Could
with you.
be. Could be.
Insane. Look at this. Oh gosh, Quinn saying still can't be
Aw,
a
thank you.
Blackhawks fan.
Oh, who? No.
Yeah.
No.
Who's your hockey team? I
Come
know you're a big
on.
hockey guy.
I'm a Bay Area born and raised kid, California. The only team there was the Kings.
The
Right?
Kings.
It's right out with
So not even a San Jose Sharks.
No, get out of here with that. Miss me.
Yeah, but you're a
Miss
Bay.
me.
You just said you're a Bay.
I'm a Bay
Area
boy,
born and
but they weren't
raised.
here. That's not OG.
They weren't.
right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm OG.
Well, the Kings have the coolest unis.
Oh, for sure.
Look
I
at
don't care if
this.
it's throwback or silver and black.
Yeah,
You can't beat that.
this is great. Anthony saying the wedding was magical.
Good. I'm glad
Lizzie
to hear
B
it,
saying it's an amazing workplace. It was my
It
home
is.
for 10 years. That's how I met Liz. Actually, Liz was a
She's
consultant
client
here.
service manager. Yeah.
Client service. She was handling files,
Yes.
and I was screwing them up. And she was on my phone all the
remember
time
that.
on the weekend.
I remember
like,
that. Yeah.
Ben, you got to help me. You got to, whatever. And I'm like, I don't know, Liz. I don't know. It's crazy. It's summer. I don't know. I'm sorry.
I like Quinn.
This
throwing
is
that out
great.
there.
Look at this.
Blackhawks
Jana's
fan.
getting
Yeah.
excited. Everybody's
Go
excited.
Avs,
Vinny.
Vinny. Get out of here with that. Go Avs.
Go Avs.
Get
Oh,
outta here.
man. Look at this. It's getting divisive in here.
Yeah,
This is
I love you, Vinny.
finals time here. This
Fucking
is
nut- yeah, it's
look
finals,
at
baby.
Sherelle. So happy for Drew. Great things happening.
She's sweet.
All right, we got a really important question, and we'll get back to onboarding here in a second. But the real question is, do you think the Warriors are going to close this thing out in 6 games tomorrow?
I listen. We had a little bit of a conversation. What a great team Boston is, though. Really,
it's a great team. I mean,
That's a
Jason
team.
Tatum's
That's a
their best
team.
player, and I mean he's good, but I mean he's
I was just having a conversation with our CFO Alan Cazzato about this. He harkens the 2022 Celtics to the 1991 Chicago Bulls.
okay.
Same type of hunger in
Sure.
the team.
Yeah.
That was the run that started the Bulls
Yeah, look,
championship. So,
they've been dry for how long, right? But they've got the team now.
yeah, they got young.
Wait, 91
hungry.
Bulls. Who's the starting 5 on the 91 Bulls?
Okay,
You
that's
really have
easy.
to ask
Yeah,
that.
John Paxson, B.J. Armstrong, Horace Grant, Bill Cartwright, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
was
Okay. So you know who's missing from the
All-time
Celtics? Michael Jordan. You just said 4 guys and Michael Jordan is what you just said.
I mean, Jason Tatum's pretty good. Some people put him in like top 5 players. I
No, they
wouldn't do
don't.
that,
I just
but
did a top 5 players
I'm
yesterday.
just- I
Jason
know he wasn't
Tatum
on
was
there,
not
bro.
even
I'm telling you,
mentioned.
that's what some of my silly friends tell me.
Yeah.
I just go with
Yeah.
what I listen.
You basically just
You know,
named the Celtics
I like-
are the
I'm
Bulls
listening.
without Jordan.
Yeah.
Incredible.
listening.
But
Incredible.
yes, the Dubs. Come on, we
So
might
they're-
do it gentlemanly and lose one, bring it back home. All right,
Yeah.
like we did our last series.
Yeah.
So we're all about being a gentleman in the Bay.
Something classy, like
Yeah.
real Draymondy.
Oh,
Real-
get
real
out of
cla-
here with
Real
Draymond.
classy. Real classy.
Listen, that's a
move.
Michigan kid.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
State kid. Yeah.
Nah.
Oh man.
Yeah, maybe there's something wrong with the Stadies, is what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Maybe.
I'm not gonna go there.
I don't know.
I'm not going to go there.
I don't know. I don't know. This is great. So going back real quick though to the process here.
Mhm.
Drew, you know mobility, relocation.
Sure.
You're also getting to, experience onboarding
Yeah.
firsthand. What do you think maybe the opportunities are for us to add value to our clients?
On onboarding side of things.
Yeah, from an onboarding, I think it's something we don't traditionally think about.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, are you moving them? Yes or no? Like, well, but that move and that delight and that preparation to be productive
That's the thing.
is at the core of our value proposition.
It is.
But everybody needs to be prepared to be productive. So is there a way that we can take some of those skills and some of that opportunity?
in the onboarding directly, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head with, listen, we got to get there. There are people there, stress-free, right? And ready to be productive,
Mm-hmm.
right? Ready to learn it, ready to take it on. We don't need to deliver them stressed out and tired and just, all out of sorts. I mean, for example, they were kind enough to set up a lot of I was coming in from one crazy place and I'm going out to another,
Mm-hmm.
but Bob took care of me here. I don't know when the last time somebody made a reservation for me for anything was.
Mm.
And Bob
Yeah.
did that.
That does feel nice.
You know what I mean? Like it was
Yeah.
done. Bob sends me a text. He says, "This is done. This is where you need to be. Don't worry about it."
Almost,
How
I
nice is
could
that?
almost see like an onboarding concierge kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like managed onboarding.
Take all the questions
Yeah.
off the plate. Take all the worries off the plate. Right? Get them there and get them ready to either produce because that's what they're hired to do, or be introduced, right? Onboarded, be learned,
Mhm.
be taught what's going on, and that's what they did for me here, and I'm thankful. Like I said, I was coming out of one crazy place through a tornado.
Mhm.
Thank goodness
Yeah.
the jet
That's
got
one
in
way,
quicker
That's one way
and
to get there through a tornado.
through a tornado and through some cold, and next day it's 100 degrees, so whatever for Chicago
Yeah.
and the weather here. But yeah, you got to just take as much off the plate and minds of stresses and responsibilities and just get them tunnel vision on why they're there.
Well, and what's interesting too is even though people are working remotely, when they get hired on, we see a lot of folks who are brought into the home office
Sure.
for training,
Right.
and
Yeah.
orientation and
Yeah.
all that, right? So in a way, I mean, there is business travel involved.
Sure.
Right. So to your point, there's the arranging of the travel, there's the accommodations piece, depending on how long you're in town for, getting indoctrinated.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say this, and something that RDI's done real good, and maybe it's educating the different corporates on the virtual onboarding or the virtual aspect on it. Like, so I'm here at HQ, but I've had 2 sessions where my subject matter expert is virtual,
Mm.
right? So are the people that are working from home or remote or whatever, are they getting the best virtual experience? And after both sessions, both Evan and Bob asked me, "Hey, how was that virtual experience?
Yeah.
What was it? You know, because we lined it up this way. How did it come across? So they're real open to, you know, how did we do? You know,
Well, and the reason I think it's important to kind of understand and get feedback on that is the sort of tactics of onboarding are changing because of work environment.
Sure.
But the goal is still the same, which is, like we talked about, instill a certain type of to demonstrate and illustrate culture of the company right from the moment you walk in the door, right? So whether it's the conversations you've had with Bob or the one that I had with Bob 15 years ago, where he said, do you want to do client finance or client services? It kind of demonstrates the same thing, that like we're at a company that is an entrepreneurial, innovative spirit.
That's why I'm here.
Not every company's like that, and every company's different. So going back to what we do as providers, we have to understand the company's culture.
Absolutely.
And be a part of that whole entire employee experience, not just onboarding.
Yeah. You know, you bring up a good point about why we're here. Drew.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Yeah.
Why, you know, what made the change for you? What?
Yeah, that's a good question, and easily answered. And Evan spoke to it just a minute ago, right? This is not your normal mid-size, small size, big size RMC. This is more outside the box, agile, innovative. I know maybe a lot of people may not interpret it that way, but the minute I spoke to Bob on the phone, it was very clear that you can get in here and you can make your way. You can provide value for your team and your region or your clients or your prospects. Yeah. And there was nothing really off the table, right? Yeah. So I love that aspect, and of course I think you know, we've had some conversations. I'm a real estate nerd, right? And this place is tied into, you know, leading RE, which is, you know, the biggest.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, how much did that kind of play into your decision, and what do you see the opportunities being kind of to leverage that?
Yeah, I mean that's just something that no one else has, or some other RMCs may utilize that membership, but you know, that's ours. Right. There's no one better at that than we are. Right. So that's a differentiator that we have, and that is just continuing to grow for us. And I think now with the work from anywhere, the work from home, people going wherever they want, there's no better time than now for me or for us, RDI, to be tied in to such a great asset. Right.
Well, and to go back to the culture part of it, you know, leading RE, the ownership is full of successful entrepreneurs who are at a point of the disruption cycle in real estate that there's kind of a need to start thinking about
what's
disruption.
changing,
how are we going to do things,
right? And
so that culture sort of breeds itself into RELO Direct and everywhere in the enterprise of leading RE, and that's kind of what I felt you were excited about,
super
as well. Just that entrepreneurial spirit, whatever you want to call it, whether you call it that or not, but like being able to carve your own path, do something in the industry that's different, because that's kind of what we need in RELO.
And when I spoke to Bob initially, he said, "So what are you doing?" And I said, "I'm saying no a lot." He said, "Why are you saying no a lot?" I said, "Because no one that is called has said anything about addressing what's really happening in RELO right now, right? Which is, it's not really coming back, or it's kind of coming back, but it's not coming back at the levels it was." And I said, "Bob, no one's really paying attention to the people that are relocating themselves on their own." Yeah. Right. And it's not really addressing the fact that HR companies or HR people, HR directors within these corporates they're still not able to track people because they're just taking off. Yeah. No one's addressing that. I want to address that. Yep. And every time I would say that to someone in a interview type conversation, they just kind of backed away, like, no, the work's going to come back. And that's not my mindset, right? It's never going to be the same. Right. And I don't want to wait for it to come back. I want to go get it, or I want to provide value to my team, value to my prospects. Now, I think there's a huge value in us supporting our corporates in that manner.
Well, that's a great point, right? It's never going to be the same. I think it is never going to be the same. Even if it comes back, it's never going to be the same, right? Yeah. And I mean, home sale, for instance, is a big part of what we do as a managed business, as a relocation industry.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's been on the decline for years, right?
Absolutely.
And so I mean, things just
only corporate sponsored. People are moving.
People are still selling houses and buying houses
more than ever.
100%. So this brings up a great point, and what I call the consumerization of our business,
Sure.
right? Where what was very much used to be a corporate managed business is now kind of becoming a hybrid of corporate managed and also a lot of consumer self-directed relo activity.
Absolutely.
And they're still moving, they're still buying and selling houses, they're still getting new jobs, they're doing all these things, but they're kind of doing it out there on their own.
Yeah.
How do we as an industry, RDI, I mean, how do we plug in there and capture that business and give them something that's kind of a 2022 version of a service?
Yeah.
Well,
I'll let.
I mean, the key is to provide something to a consumer that they want to use.
Yeah.
Right.
Or that they need to use.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a totally different sort of aspect of connecting with clients that we as an industry haven't really been successful at, frankly, right up to this point. So there needs to be, and this goes back to what we talked about with, we still need to be a consultative partner to whether you call it a client that you're managing their mobility program or somebody who works for a company that happens to want to move, right?
Yeah.
You still have to understand the culture and listen to what the needs are so that they can bring you in as part of this employee experience, right? That's what I keep going back to is any program that we can talk about lump sum programs or affinity programs or all these things. Those things will just sit there until companies invest in them with their own, HR capital, so to speak.
Right. They have to buy in.
Yeah.
They have to buy in. And it's the same with this aspect of people, all the self-designated or what have you moves. They've got a lot of HR directors are, I can't track these people. They're moved. They've gone. I don't know where to pay them out of. Right. So many other implications are tied up in that. So it's not just moving them and selling the house. I mean, it's tax implications, right? Like if they're paying them out of the wrong state, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
So, hopefully you bring some, you listen enough, right? And you can bring some solutions and help them solve how to track their people and stay out of trouble with taxes at the same time.
Yeah.
So I want to address those things.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like you guys are well positioned with the leading RE, network to be able to kind of address the consumerization, because 90+% of the business that's done within that network, I'm sure, is probably consumer business, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. These are the best
John and
brokerages
Jane
in the
Doe,
world. So
homeowner.
it's anybody
right?
who's buying or selling a home.
Exactly. Right. So you're probably pretty well positioned there. It's interesting with the moving services and the temp housing and some of the other aspects, immigration, how much of that can we as an industry take our existing supply chain and curate it and provide it in a way that's competitive.
The thing that I'm hearing more and more from mobility managers is everybody's talked about transparency forever, right?
Sure.
But now more than ever, they're looking at it as more of a straight up business type of decision that they need to make as far as how they're going to, how the costs are going to be laid out in their program. And they would prefer the service fees from all the RMC down to be laid out for them in a transparent manner, because that business cost, right? That's a business from a taxability standpoint versus having what happens in the industry, as everybody knows, there's commissions and things that are taken off the top that end up affecting the transferee down the line in a negative tax consequence.
Right.
So everybody's clued into this. It's not a secret. Just nobody's really figuring out how to tear that layer away and kind of almost start over with the way that the model is built,
right?
Of how we can all get along and provide services and all be profitable and happy and all this. There's got to be a new way to kind of redesign it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have come up with their, their portals and their things, and everybody's got a portal. What's that saying? Everybody's got one and they all stink. But I mean, we're all trying, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, we're competing with Google. We're competing with, Zillow or Orbitz or, it's hard. Airbnb, it's hard, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how that nut's cracked, in the future. I want to switch gears real quick. We got some people checking in here. What's up, everybody? Hit that like button here. We got, people are shouting out Vinny over here, Amy, Lizzie Beats is laughing. It's all good.
Nice.
Alan's, hey everyone,
Yeah.
what's up? Tanya Jacobson checking in.
There you go.
Let's go Relo. All right.
Nice.
Great to see the smiles. We try to give it to you. Alan Brown saying loving the Pride logo. Yes, it is Pride Month as well. Yes. What's up, Alan? Good to see you, buddy. Phil saying, yo, Evan, how are you?
Yeah.
Great to see you on the show.
Yeah, met Phil.
Finally, it's about time, he says. All these years. What took so long? Apologies for just showing up to the show late. Yeah, Phil, better late than never. It's all good. Lizzie Beats, loving, just spreading the love here.
Yeah.
Windows are clean.
Yeah, that was
Windows are
prime
clean.
time to do that. That was
They're
good.
getting that
Yeah.
going.
Nice, very good. Did somebody clean the windows while we were doing that? I didn't even see it.
That just happened.
I just been so.
Yeah, we're
at
keeping
this.
it clean
Amped
around
up here.
Keeping it
Listen,
clean.
another thing I didn't mention of why I came here, and maybe why they're clean though. This is the 30th anniversary of RDI.
I didn't know
This
that.
year.
I didn't know
so
that.
they're keeping the place clean because you never know who's going to
You
pop in.
never know
for
who's
the
gonna
30th.
pop in, do a little show.
I signed in
Yes.
just for the 30th year. I'm
You
1
know,
year.
I don't know if we got a permit, frankly, to
No,
do
we're,
this.
Banner year.
fine.
Yeah.
We're fine.
We're just hanging out here.
Jamie Masler says, I'm sure RELO Direct recognizes your value proposition, Drew.
Mhm.
It's a win-win.
Thank you,
Yep.
Jamie.
Very
You're a rock
cool.
star.
Awesome. Look at this. Carrie's checking in. I want to switch gears real quick and talk about something on everybody's mind. Is Justin Fields the quarterback of the future for the Chicago Bears?
I'm gonna leave that to the hometown boy here. I'm not gonna.
That's who
touch
you're
it.
riding with, or what?
You want me to give you a type of odds or something that he'll become a
I just
Pro
want to know: Are you
Bowler
drafting
or-
a quarterback next year?
No.
How long you riding with Justin Fields for the 3-year rookie minimum?
Yeah.
So you got another
gotta
2
give
years on it?
Give it at least another year.
Okay.
And even if he,
Do you like what you've seen so far?
oh yeah, absolutely.
Seeing
I mean,
flashes, just
yeah,
seeing what you need to see.
Right. It's.
I mean, yeah, year one in the NFL, right?
Bears fans know it is about the culture of the coaching staff and
Back to culture.
back to culture. And
Was he
and the
onboarded
pieces he has
properly,
around-
though?
Was he on?
That's what I'm-
Hey,
That's the problem.
There
He
it
wasn't
is.
onboarded
Tied it all. He
properly.
tied it all
Anybody who's followed the
In
Bears
process.
knows that last year the culture was not so great.
Did they give him a lump sum? It feels like they might have given him
They
a lump
might have
sum from
given
Columbus
Justin
to
Fields
Chicago, and he showed up
Just a
unprepared.
lump sum.
And it was a
I'll be
short
honest.
lump sum.
It was a
It
short-
wasn't right.
Right.
Yeah.
He probably spent it on a rattlesnake.
There
or
Probably
was
got a
snake
new
collection
television,
or
a
something.
PlayStation
Who knows?
5. You know these kids.
I don't know.
So this year, there's a new culture being bred into the Bears. Maybe it'll pay
I feel like
dividends.
every 3 years there's a new culture being bred into the Bears. We need some continuity
Let's
in
go to
Chicago,
another
huh?
topic.
We need
we
some
don't need to
Chicago.
talk about the
All right,
Bears
another
right
topic.
now.
You want to play a game? Let's do a top 5. You want to do a top 5?
I'm ready for
Top
top
five
five.
sounds
All right. Top 5. Top 5 beers for the summer. Okay.
Oh.
It's summertime. I don't know if you know this about Evan Miller, but he's a beer guy. He's
I'm a
got
beer guy.
best palate in the biz over here.
I
That's
got a
what I
good
like to
beer
say.
palate. I
He's
like
got a
to
great
taste,
palate.
get tasting notes.
He's got
all
notes. He's got notes. So
I am into beer, so I'm glad you asked me this.
yeah,
Oh,
so
wait,
summer's
wait,
here.
oh.
It's hot. It's hot as all get out. Oh,
Yeah.
let's see. Hold on.
She mentioned
Before
it.
we go into the
Oh, she mentioned
out
it.
Lizzie Beat says, Drew, Evan runs a fantasy
Yes,
league
Lizzie.
there.
We talked about the fantasy. league
Hopefully there's
He
room
knows.
for you. What do? You got to like you probably got a full roster. How are you going to handle that? Are you going to get you going to have an expansion team? What are you going to do?
already. I mean,
He's got to wait. He's got to wait till
He's
somebody
had that trophy firmly
dies. What's
ensconced
gonna
by
happen?
I don't know
his
why
desk
people play in
for-
the league with me anymore because
No.
I win it almost every.
I don't think it's going anywhere,
every year. But
and I'm not bothered by it.
we'll figure out how to get Drew in. Don't worry about
Yeah.
I'm
good.
stressing. All right, here. Let's get in. We got people already chiming in here. We got Blue Moon. We got a Liney, a Shandy, a Summer
Okay.
Shandy, a
So
Liney
here-
Kugel.
Here's the deal. I have some
I
very.
like the Liney from my Heine. I'll tell you what.
I thought you were going to say no laws when you're drinking White Claws.
Oh, my.
You guys
no,
never heard that one?
no,
Come on.
no, but I did hear you make your own beer.
Yeah, I
Shelley's-
do. So
Shelley's outing you for that.
I have very eclectic beer taste. So all the ones I'm going to name,
Wow, Shelley.
probably ones that no one's heard of before.
Listen, you
Maybe
know what?
one
We
or
got
two.
some Stella Artois fans here.
Yeah.
We got a Mick Ultra in the house.
All right.
Shout out to Stacy Huff, super producer Stacy's a Mick Ultra and Jack gal. This is great, but I think you got something
All
a little
right,
better
so-
than that.
and
It's
when I
hot
get-
outside. What am I drinking?
And-
Number 5.
Okay. Number 5. And I'm going to try to do this quickly, even though I can be long-winded when I'm talking about beer. Dovetail Lager. This is a local one.
What
up on the north
tarnation
side.
is Dovetail Lager?
Up on the north side of Chicago. You can go and visit, and they distribute their beers around here. They're in cans. They make one of the finest German style lagers this side of
What's
the
German
Atlantic.
style lager? Because a lot of people know like
There's a
German
double
purity
double
laws.
decoction mash that's involved, and there's a
Double
lagering
decoction.
tank. At
This is
certain
a
50
family show. You
degree.
can't be
That's
talking
what-
like
I don't
that
need to
over
get into
here.
all that.
Number 4.
Yeah, it's a tasty lager. You'll love it.
Way to
Number
cut 'em
4,
off.
perfect. Afterthought. Afterthought is a saison brewery.
What does saison mean?
Saison? It's a
Is
French
it
term
session
for,
or season?
It's French for season. So what it means is they make it during the season. So they make it in the summer, and then you can drink it in the winter, I think. But anyway, Afterthought is in Lombard, Illinois. I highly recommend that one as well. Saison, beautiful saisons. They're kind of they have a little bit of tartness to them, very light and refreshing.
Oh,
Excellent in the
tardy,
summer.
tardy.
Little fruity.
Like
All right.
my guess.
Am I doing okay so far?
Number 3.
All right. Number 3 is another lager, not local, but one of the finest lagers that I've ever tasted outside of Chicago, from Bierstadt, which is in Denver, Colorado. They make a fine.
Bierstadt.
I put lager on here as the cue to you, but their slow pour pills is what you want, or their Helles, one or the other.
Ah,
I know this is fascinating. Right?
I mean,
people are like, what?
listen, man, you got
What's
2
going on?
lagers in here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Lagers are great in the summer. If you have a high quality lager, there's nothing like it.
really.
Yes, I'm telling you, I will send some to you.
Why don't we just go get one? It's 5 o'clock
We
somewhere.
could go get one. Yeah.
Number 2.
New Glarus.
Listen, you lost me in New Glarus.
Do you not know about New Glarus?
I know, and I know all I need to know.
New Glarus is one of the greatest brewery destinations in the entire world.
Really?
It's on a hilltop in the Moraine Hills of
If I have another
of southern
spotted
Wisconsin.
cow, I might just end it.
No, don't get the spotted cow. Spotted
I
cow's fine,
know.
but all their other
Ugh.
beers are better.
All right.
Raspberry tart, it's beautiful fruited beer. It's wonderful. And you
Raspberry
can keep forever.
tart.
You can keep it in your fridge for years and years, or in your basement. It'll just stay the same. It tastes
Stay
even
the
better.
same.
Do a
Even
lot of
better.
beers
I just
not
have
stay
one
the
that was like
same when they're
15
in a-
years old. It's great. Some beers
A
you can
15-year-old raspberry tout?
Yes. Some beers you can cellar, some beers you can't. Like a lager, you got to drink that fresh.
Yeah.
IPA, you got to drink fresh. But certain sour beers and certain high
What makes a
ABV
beer
stouts,
able to be cellarable?
It has to do with the alcohol content and the way.
What
that
makes it predispositionated
Oh, no.
it's
to be cellarable?
predispositionated? Perfect. It has to do with how the how it's affected by oxygen. So all beer gets oxygen after a while, but some beer tastes a little bit better with a little bit of oxygen over time,
Right.
and some don't.
I like
and then
it.
there's hops that wear off after time.
I like it.
All right, we doing this fast?
Da
enough?
beers.
Yeah. Da beers.
Da beers. Heineken girl here. Look at Jana checking in here. Always bringing something to the conversation. Look at this off-color beer for tacos.
Yeah, off-color beer for tacos. That's their. I think
What
it's
is that?
It's patterned off of a margarita. I think. Off-color is another local one here in
Oh,
Chicago.
I do like a agave nectar.
Yeah.
Look at this. We got La Fin du Monde.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that's
a Belgian, isn't it?
I think it's a Canadian, but it's a Belgian style.
Belgian
that's-
style.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are those
from
some
Unibrow.
strong ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Someone
people-
post this list. Carrie's saying, post a list,
Yeah, well,
people.
I'll put them in the comments. that's
Post a
fine, yeah.
list. Look at, we got a Social Fox cherry
Ooh,
pie
now see,
beer.
that's one I haven't heard of. Sounds
See?
great. Yeah.
Put a link in there. Where can we find this stuff here? Look at this. A Heine or a Liney? I don't know. Heine or Liney? Heine or Liney?
Heine.
Heine?
I don't know.
You got a dog in
Those
that
aren't on
fight?
my list.
And
Yeah.
no dog,
no
not a
dog.
drinker.
Number 1.
Sorry, guys.
Number one, this is a broad number one, but any type of Belgian lambic, I highly encourage people to try because it's a weird beer. But if you think of it as not so much a beer, you'll really enjoy it. And there's a whole process to it that I could spend 15 minutes explaining how it's done. It has to do with open fermentation. So there's natural bugs that are inoculating the beer. That
Bugs
turn it
in the
into
beer?
Yeah, it's a long story.
Wow.
But it tastes very. It's
You're taking a
super
long road to selling this thing.
I know.
A lot.
That's why I
There's
said I wish
bugs
I had
in
more
the
time.
beer.
I'm not
There's
the greatest.
bugs in the beers.
Yeah. But
I-
super.
you know what? I'll tell you what. I will tell you what. I got turned on to these in college. I had a
Nice.
guy.
Yeah.
I started a beer delivery service in college.
Oh, that's
I don't doubt that.
Okay. Well, what happened was I was a club promoter. Clubs closed down in the summer, and the guy also owned a bevy, right? A
Uh-huh.
beer distributor, right?
Yeah.
So I needed a job. So I was like, all right, Chad, here's the deal. I'm going to start a beer delivery service, right?
Fair.
Keg delivery, huge. Nobody's got
Wow.
a car. They're super heavy. You're ordering 10 of them,
Yeah.
right? 30 racks, whatever, right? And I went around and I was hanging door knockers in the college, neighborhood.
We'll deliver beer.
You know,
Yeah,
with
call
a
me.
menu
It's good
on it.
marketing, yeah.
With a menu on it, and just call us up and I'll drive the pickup down.
How did
there
you ever get out of that?
Yeah,
business?
seriously.
What were you doing?
That should have just taken off.
So, well, here's why I got out of it, because the guy paid me in Belgian lambic.
Nobody
Not
needs
great
that.
currency.
And there's
no,
only
not-
so
nobody
much
knows.
frambois, Creek
I
frambois, you can frambois
Yeah,
you can drink,
Right,
man.
Right. Yeah, I do have some Belgian lambic currency in my basement right now, aging. I don't think it's gonna be worth anything other than just
Yeah.
drinking.
Good
it.
time.
So,
Well, if
One
you're
good
you're
time.
lucky, you might get some local kids to go around and pass out
Yeah,
flyers
maybe-
for you. That's
maybe I'll
what
be that guy.
that's what it's
someday,
gonna be worth
paying
for
people
you
in
here.
lambic.
paying people in lambic here. Look at this. I love it. People are just enjoying this so
Oh,
much.
good. Everybody
Sherelle's
loves
in the
beers, right?
in the
Yeah.
house. Tommy B's in the house. Packers own the beers.
Oh wow.
Oh
I don't think we need to get
man,
into that.
goodness gracious,
That's a
we have
regional
time
fight.
for that.
That's a battle.
Boulevard Bourbon
Oh, yeah.
Barrel
That's a good one.
Quad. That
That's a
sounds
good
like a
one.
mouthful.
And that one ages well too. I've
Oh
had
my
an
goodness!
aged
Look
version
at
of that,
this.
yeah.
Ben invented Drizzly. Yeah, they cut me out of
Yeah,
my
that's
stock
what it is.
options.
That was your.
I was
that
the original Drizzly.
Original Drizzly.
Oh
That's what
my
we should call
gosh!
you. The
You-
OD.
The OD, the OG of Drizzly.
What would global mobility have been like without Ben Cross?
I don't know, but Ben Cross would have been a lot better without global mobility. I'll tell you what, I
man.
could have been the OG of Drizzly
Can't
over here.
believe it.
No, just kidding. Love you guys. Love you guys. You guys are a great second option. I really appreciate you very much.
Right.
Hey, real quick, we just got just a minute. I know we're over time here, but real quick, I want to ask, you want to leave us with a final thought, Drew? You first.
Final thought. Is this all encompassing? What are we doing here?
I don't need all the thoughts. I just
Ah.
need one.
Treat people like they want to be treated.
Ooh, I like it. Treat people like they want to be
yes.
treated.
Right.
Gosh, that's a good one. That's
Yeah.
deep, and it was succinct as well.
Yeah, it's
Evan?
very good.
You don't got to top that. You can do your own thing.
No, I kind of just feel the same way. That being a good listener is one of the finest things you can be.
There you go.
What'd you say? Just kidding. Thanks everybody for
Fair.
being here. We wouldn't
Thanks,
have a
guys.
show without you. We got Evan Miller here. We've got Drew Phillips. We're at RELO Direct 161 North Clock
Thank you, Ben.
down here in
Yeah, thank you very
Chicago.
much.
Stay tuned tomorrow, same time. We'll be in Omaha at NEI with Randy Wilson, CEO at NEI. And this has just been an amazing week. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to need a nap on Friday. This has been a blast. So thanks everybody. The
Thanks,
hospitality's been amazing. The environment here is incredible.